Look at that deadhead I found back probably about 3 years ago. I was bedding some steel on a trap line down by the river. I knew where some coyotes were crossing. I looked around and I said, well, looky there. Got all my gear put away. Everything put away. Obviously, this is your boy String Bean, Mountain Bushcrafters Alliance. I know people getting tired probably hearing saying, oh, it's been an epic season. It's been an epic season. I don't know how to describe this season. People that I've met, friends I've made, places that I've been, being off grid for nearly 4 months. A little better than 3.5 months. Unreal. But today starts a new journey. Now, it's been raining this morning. It's supposed to rain all day. But I need about 300 cane poles. 300 cane poles. I need about 300 cane poles. And no time like now to get started. Stick around and stay with me. We'll talk about it here in just a minute. You know, when I was a little feller growing up, we all used cane poles to fish with. Neighborhood where I live, us boys, you know, we was all poor. That's what we used. Cane poles. Cane poles to stick the beans in the garden. Cane poles to fish with. Cane poles are handy. I think my first fishing pole was a used Zebco 404, and I traded a pocket knife for it. But, I've been all around this country, and cane poles are just about non-existent. Hard to find. Why, when I was a little feller, you go up down these creek banks and river banks and run into a big old patch of cane poles. But beaver come along. Beaver likes them too. Beaver come along. They'll cut and hew and they'll dig in the ground and the river gets up and irrigation happens and patches go. So yeah, that's just part of it. But found this little patch of cane poles. Asking around about them. Need about 300. I need about 300 cane poles. Good ones. But asking around to find out who owns these cane poles. People say, I just go there and cut them. Just go there and cut them. Well, those that know me here on the channel know me better than that. Found out who owned them and went to him. Buddy, you got some cane poles down there on your property. Would you be willing to part with them? He said, cut them every one. Get all you want. So instead of sitting at the house, trap season's over with, children. I got fertile steel at work up. I've got my wood shop to clean up. Right now's the time to get these cane poles and strip them right here. Leave the mess right here. Just leaves. You want them to come back right here. But if I sit at the house and wait around, I'll come get these cane poles. And folks that don't care to come cut them without asking, they'll come get them. Landowner said I could have them, and I'm going to get them. Need about 300 for my garden. Later on, as we progress, you'll see why. We're going old school with this right here now. But stick around and stay with me. I'll get started. As I get them out here, I'll come back on and show you what I do. Well, I've reminded myself for several reasons why I wanted to get these cane poles cut. You don't want to bend that and hit about 90 degrees. No. They're getting harder and harder to find. I got some nice big ones in there and got some small ones. I'll use the small ones for extra bracing. I don't TP my beans, and I'll explain that later on. But they would have been gone. Landowner wanted me to cut all of them. Cut them all if you want them. I don't really see the need in cutting them all. But I want them to turn a yellow into then a brown. That's March. By the time I get ready to stick my beans, those should be starting to turn brown, making them rigid, stiff. Yeah. I've got 2 big stacks behind the truck. So let's get busy, try to beat this rain. It's going to rain. Look at that. Whew. That's what I'm doing today, cutting cane poles. Stick around and stay with me. See what we got going on. Well, they put a little jag back here. But common sense, clean them where you cut them. Makes them lighter to handle and load. You got all that mess to clean up elsewhere in the garden. Now that's where we're going to use them. And clean them where you cut them pretty much ensures regrowth. So these little fellas right here will be ready to cut by the time those fellas are ready to discard. Like I said, those will last for years if you take care of them, if you do the right thing. A lot of work in getting the cane pole children. You don't want them just to be laying out there with vines on them and beans off and look out there and see nothing but cane poles and rotted vines. You don't want to see that. Too much work involved. And like I said, they're hard to get. So I'll finish up and get the rest of these loaded. And I'll show you the load when I get done. Stick around and stay with me just a little bit, children. We got a long ways to go. We're just getting started. Lord, I reckon. Ooh, baby. What a morning. Lord, it's almost 2 o'clock, children. We cut 201 cane poles. 201. That's about half of what I need. Need about 400. Some of them 7, 8, and 9 footers. I would have been better satisfied if they'd been a little bit bigger on the diameter, but they were given to me, and they'll work. That's all that matters. As long as my beans stay off the ground, I'll be satisfied. On to the drying stage now. By the time I get ready to stick my beans, they should be between the yellow and brown stage. Right now they're flimsy, they're green, they're soft. By the time I get ready to stick my beans, they should be rigid, between the yellow and brown stage. Nevertheless, I got about 200 more to get. But not here. We got time. We're good. What's on my mind, I got a buddy that needs some cane poles. He grows a small garden, and I'm going to go pretend to come down and get some of these. Just a little bit of work, don't cost a dime. You know, man go get field fencing and driver poles and be about $600 out. About what it cost me, about $600 I guess. A little bit of work, I'll save myself a little bit of money. Yes, yes. So let's head up to the garden and get these out of the way. Make sure you put them out of the way. Tie them up. Don't lay them on the ground ever for any length of time. Take care of these right here, and them will last me for years and years and years. Stay with me. Yeah, I'm the fella that does overkill on everything. Some of them poles are 10, 11 feet long, but I didn't pay much attention to that. I guess where they're laying down, I was just cleaning and trimming. And the base of them cane poles look pretty good. I believe they do the job. I just don't believe 200 will do the job. Not the way I stick my beans. I don't TP my beans, and I'll show you how I do my beans as we progress, if at all possible. But I've got them bundled up and tied together, then I've got them tied to the tree. Now, if those was in the late stages of being yellow to brown, they wouldn't be out here. I'd have them in dry storage, either a barn or a shed or somewhere where they'd be out of the weather. But being how they're green, this will speed up the process to make them age a little quicker. Make them a little more rigid. Yeah, I'm satisfied. I just don't believe 200 do it though. Maybe 150 more, maybe. But we'll see. But I'll watch these as we progress on the garden. There they are. Nice. Anyway, here's the ground. Where that grass starts right there. All the way down to them trees. Down yonder. All the way over to that hump. Right there. Every bit of that. Now I can stay over here. Stay away from them trees right there. I'll check them trees, by the way. He said if I need to cut them. I'll make sure they're good and alive. But on to the next step. Maybe more cane poles. Maybe shovel out some barns. Get that manure on the ground. Get it turned under. Be good children. I'm ready. I hope you follow along with me. Nevertheless, this is your boy String Bean. Always go farther, stay longer. I'll catch you beyond your walls somewhere. Thanks for watching.